When considering a move to Maryland, you really have to know the cost. In our video today, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down all of the costs that you can expect to pay, give you a complete analysis of the cost of living when moving to Maryland. So stick around, we're getting started with it right now. What is going on, everyone? It's Adam Taylor back again with another video all about living here in Maryland. Look, if this is your first time to our channel and you're looking to learn all about life in Maryland, great news, you are in the right spot. We do videos each and every week talking about living here, working here, chilling here, and most importantly, getting out and enjoying the great state of Maryland. So if that is the information that you're looking for, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to give the little bell a click. That way you're alerted every time I put out another video just like this one. Now, as I mentioned all the time, we have folks from all over the world reaching out to us each and every day, and my team and I are ecstatic about that, and we love it. So if you're thinking about making a move, whether it's in 7 days, 70 days, we would like to help you, but we just need one thing from you, and that's for you to reach out and connect with us. So please give us a call, shoot us a text message, send us an email, or fan us down with that smoke signal. Whatever you need to do, my team and I have your back when making a move to Maryland. Now today, we're looking at the cost of living, and it's been a while since I did a video specifically on the cost of living here in Maryland, but what I'm gonna do, this is a new deep dive here for 2023. Inflation is here, it's moved into the state as well as our entire country for that matter. So let's give you some updated numbers that you can plan on when making your move here to Maryland. So here we go. You're gonna wanna make sure you stick around to the end because I am really doing a deep dive into the cost of living here in Maryland. I'm gonna give you the nitty gritty, the odds and ends that you don't think about when planning a move here to Maryland that you need to be aware of. Some facts that we need to start out with. And the biggest one being, living in Maryland is not cheap. As a matter of fact, Maryland ranks as the 6th highest place to live in all of the United States. And quite honestly, I'm thrilled about that. Here's why. Because before, when I did this video, I believe we were ranked number 4. So slowly but surely, it's getting a little bit more cost effective to live here in the state of Maryland. Now, the median income per household as of 2020, when the census was recently completed, is a little over $87,000. The first thing, and where I can help and assist you in your efforts to move here to Maryland, is looking at what your housing expense is going to be, because typically that is folks' biggest expense in their budget. So right now, the median sales price to purchase a home in the state of Maryland is $388,100. Now, that's up from in 2022, it was roughly $363,000, $365,000. So you can see things are ticking in the upward direction. Now, maybe you're not going to be purchasing right away and you're thinking about renting a place. Great, we can help and assist you in those efforts too. Now, the median rental right now for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment is roughly about $1,700. And quite honestly, I think that's pretty cheap. I would actually err on the side of $1,900 to $2,000. Yes, I know, it's pricey, but these are the costs, these are the numbers you all need to prepare for when making your move here to Maryland. So now that you have your housing expense allocated, we've got to look at what's it going to cost to operate your home. So we've got to look at utility costs, and also, let's face it, we all in reality need an internet connection these days. So average utility bill in Maryland is typically higher. It's about 7 to 8% higher depending upon the source that you look at for your data here. But I pay roughly $175 to $190 a month for utilities in my home. Now, internet service, it can vary depending upon what speed that you ultimately end up getting. And you know, all these companies have these bundle packages where they throw all this additional stuff, let's face it, that you really don't use. I mean, who really has a home phone anymore these days? Even my parents that were born in the 50s, they don't have a home phone anymore, okay? But it's gonna cost you anywhere from $50 on up to probably $125 per month, depending upon the speed of the internet connection that you have. So again, utilities, anywhere from like $175 to $190, and that's keeping your house right around that 72, 73 degree mark. That's a little cooler or warmer than what you'd expect. Obviously adjust the numbers there. And then internet cost, $50 to roughly $125, my friends. The next thing that we really need to look at is getting around and commuting around the state of Maryland. So a couple things. Number one, gas prices here. They're typically, quite honestly, slightly below the national average. Like when you see these stats come up on the news and they'll say, hey, gas on average is $3.50 a gallon across the US. We're typically about 5 cents cheaper when you look at things like that. But right now, as of the recording of this video, gas is running about $3.40 a gallon. And the other thing I have up here on my other screen that really is a big thing, and if you're coming from a place maybe like in the Midwest where you don't have tolls on many of your roads, guess what? You're gonna have to allocate part of your budget to paying tolls to travel right now. So along Interstate 95, that's where a lot of the tolls are. You also have tolls heading towards the beach to go over the Bay Bridge, but the tolls, which are usually only collected in one direction, and Maryland has gone to essentially a cashless system. So you've got to get an Easy Pass and make sure you get one of those, because not only is it going to make your life a lot easier, it's going to save you from getting notices in the mail and having to pay your bill that way or a violation that way, but for budgeting purposes also. So Easy Pass is the way to go. Toll rates are typically about $6, like to go over the Hayden Bridge in between Hartford and Cecil County to cross over Susquehanna River. Now I'm giving you lots of numbers and telling you where your money's gonna go, but I also want to give you some good news here. And that is health insurance premiums in Maryland are typically about 15% less than the national average. Yeah, so believe it or not, you're actually going to be putting some money in your pocket when you are looking at some of your medical expenses. And the reason for this is because of all the fabulous hospitals that we have all over the state of Maryland, highlighted by Johns Hopkins University and all of their locations that they have throughout the state. In addition to that, the University of Maryland medical system has just really exploded, and University of Maryland is buying up hospitals left and right and converting them on over to be a part of their network. So good news for you, your health insurance premiums, cross our fingers, are probably gonna go down for you. Hey, if you're finding value in this video so far, I would greatly appreciate it if you could do me just one quick and small favor. If you'd hit that like button down below, it's the one that looks like a thumbs up just like this. It's down below, right below the video here. I would greatly appreciate it. That stuff keeps me motivated and keeps really the wind in my sails to do videos each and every week for you. Now, the other thing I want to invite you to do is maybe you have an expense that typically most folks may not have. I don't know. My kids are in martial arts and they take Taekwondo. Maybe you want to know about Taekwondo lessons or dance lessons. Hey, I may not know the numbers, but what I'll do is try and get you some links to some places around here that could give you the information that you're looking for. So please put those comments down below. I love reading them, and more importantly, I love helping you all find this information that you need here about the state of Maryland. We got to jump into the next one here. And the next one involves the family. And hey, look, at the end of the day, we all have to eat. And in reality, groceries are a little bit more expensive here than they are compared to the rest of the United States. Right now, it's about 8.7% higher for your groceries when purchasing food here in Maryland. Now, milk, depending upon where you're going and the type of milk you get, it can be anywhere from about $3 to $5 a gallon. And I don't know why people use that sort of as a benchmark for groceries, but in any event, there you go. There's your milk cost here in Maryland. Now, maybe you don't want to eat at home, or you know what? You're just like, I'm done. The kitchen is closed. We're going out. So what's it going to cost you to take your sweetheart out to, like on a date night or something? So typically when my girlfriend and I go out for dinner, the bill is usually, now mind you, we're probably each having a drink. She may get an appetizer. I'll get a meal typically. And I might throw like a bowl of soup in there. And that typically runs like about $75 to $80. Depending upon where we go. Now, if we're like sitting somewhere on the water that has, a little bit more to it, that number could go up a little bit. Now, if you want to take your kiddos out, maybe you want to take them out for pizza, maybe it's just a simple place like TGI Fridays or Outback Steakhouse or something. That's probably going to run a family of 4 right around that $80 mark as well, and possibly might tick up even a little bit from there. Again, it's not cheap to go out and eat, but sometimes, you know what? For you not to have to clean up the kitchen, do the dishes, and all of that nonsense that comes along with it, it's a small price to pay. So I feel you, my friends. I know the pain that you're going through out there with food cleanup each and every night. Next, I'm going to give you some additional items that you may pay each and every month that you may not be thinking about when computing your cost of living. Like for you guys out there, things like getting your hair cut. It costs me right about $20 to $25 to go out and get just my basic haircut done. If I want the barber to shape up my beard, it's probably another $15 to $20 on top of that. What about going to the movies? Right now, movie ticket is about $13 to $15 just to walk in the door. That doesn't include the $65 that you're probably gonna have to pay on popcorn, soda, and a candy bar before you get to your seat. So be prepared for that. Now, one thing I will say about going to the movies here lately, all of these movie theaters have really stepped their game up. They've completely remodeled their places. They've got these like luxury like couches that you get to sit on that have like recliners in them. So I do think you're getting a little bit more value than the older style theaters that, you know, I grew up going to back in the 90s. Okay. Now, some other things. And this one, I'm going to say a prayer for all of you parents out there. And those of you that have to pay for childcare, whether you've got newborn, toddler, or someone who just needs childcare, it can get pretty pricey. And the younger the child is, the pricier it gets. And I'm hearing friends of mine who have newborns all the way up to kids in like early elementary school paying anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 a month just for childcare. Now that could be all day in some instances, or it could just be after school care too. But in reality, it's not cheap for childcare. Now on the flip side though, if you want to go out for date night, like we talked about here before, and you just need a teenager to come on over your house and watch your kids, typical babysitter rates are about $15 to $20 an hour. So that isn't that bad if you just want to get out of the house. Now, the one thing that I've avoided and intentionally put this last are the taxes that you have to pay in Maryland. And yes, this, my friends, is why we're the 6th highest state to live in all of the US. So let's just start out with some of the taxes. Sales tax here in the state of Maryland is charged on pretty much everything with the exception of your essential food items. Things like bread, milk, eggs, meats, fruits, vegetables, those things aren't taxed. But if you go grab a bag of Doritos, a soda, a Gatorade, candy bar, you're gonna get taxed on it. I truly don't know where the line is drawn on what gets taxed and what doesn't get taxed. However, just know that like your essential food stuff won't be taxed. But our tax rate here is 6%. So you're pretty much paying 6 cents on every dollar that you spend. Real estate taxes, they are pretty stinking high. The worst of that is gonna be in Baltimore City. Baltimore City has probably the highest real estate taxes in the entire state of Maryland. And it gets pretty astronomical, but fortunately for those of you that are gonna be city residents, there are some tax credits that you can qualify for. And especially those of you that are looking to rehab the property that you're in, inquire and ask me about the CHAP tax credit. I'll fill you in on that. But that's a great way to rehab the property and really ease into that bigger tax bill that you may have as a result of the improvements in your property. And then the last tax that I think is imperative that we talk about are our income taxes here. Now, Maryland operates on a sliding scale for income taxes, and it varies based on your income. So it's the lowest rate is at 2%, and it goes all the way up to 5.75%. So my friends, look, that's the cost of living here in 2023 to live in the state of Maryland. Now, if a move to Maryland is in your future, as I always say, my team and I would love to help you out in your transition here to Maryland, but we just need one thing from you, and that's for you to reach out and connect with us. So please give us a call, shoot us a text message, send us an email, or better yet, schedule your Zoom appointment by using the link down in the description below, because we'd love to connect with you, learn more about your situation and what we can do to help. Because as I always say, my team and I, we have your back from Baltimore down the bay all the way to the beaches in Ocean City. We've got you covered. Now make sure you check out this next video here. This is the next video you've got to watch before you make your move and start packing those boxes. Until the next video, my friends, have a great day. We'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.